Good morning, everybody. I'm Kelly Knapp.
And I'm Lee Barrows.
And bringing up the rear, it's Rayford Brown. How are you, ladies?
We're
We're,
good.
we were just talking about, I'm so excited tonight.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully tomorrow morning I could do a big email dump.
Lee's excited.
Yes.
About
All these emails from Herschel Walker.
Yeah.
an email dump about what?
All the
Getting rid
emails.
of all the emails. I can clean out my email folder, my inbox
Oh.
folder, and finally have an empty folder. I mean,
Oh,
I
you'll
get
get
what,
rid of all the crap you got in
20
your
a day
computer.
or more.
Rayford, yesterday while we were sitting in here, and it's been going on for a couple of weeks, we've been laughing about it in here. While we were sitting in here, Lee got like 10 of them, and I've got none. So I'm like, I'm glad I'm not
Yeah.
on whatever list she's on. But
Yeah.
yeah, why we were counting them yesterday during the show. Yeah,
One,
crazy. She's very
two,
excited that she's not going to
three,
have these emails
four,
after today. Well, we hope.
5. Just 5 came in this morning already.
It's 7:02. She's already got 5. Mhm.
I'm just
And they're going to
excited.
want you, they're going to continue because they're going to want some more money so they can pay their bills.
Well, my question
Guarantee.
well,
Just wait and see.
here's the question, Rayford. On the Fox News break, they just said that, they need to get, a certain percentage of votings, right? What happens
Not going to happen.
if they don't get the vote? What do we go to? This is quote a runoff. What's the next step?
Changing my
There is
email.
no next
Do
step.
they like rock, paper, scissors? Do they put both names in a hat and pull them out? Like
Winner take all today.
put them in
That's it.
Thunderdome and let them fight them. The winner of the Thunderdome fight is who's the senator. Like, how do they know what this is?
Maybe they can have a football game.
I'm just curious.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
is a
Do
very
a
good
talent
question.
show and the one with the best talent wins. Like what do we
Karaoke.
do? Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
I mean,
That's
how
This
do
is
you
a
know?
runoff. This is a runoff.
I know.
Winner take all.
So whoever has, if they've got one vote more, they win.
How long do you want this thing to go
I don't want it
on?
dragging on at all. I think the whole thing is dumb. I find it hard to believe
Okay,
they
so
had a record number of voters turn out for this runoff early voting. Well, did these people not vote
good.
before? Did they find a bunch of people to come into the state and vote? Like what? How did this happen? Because they never said in the actual election early voting that they had a record number of voters. So what was the difference? People just tired of getting emails like Lee, and they just said, "Let me go vote, so we'll stop emailing." Like what's the deal?
They just became moved, and
Yeah.
they said, "Well, we got to go make sure we cast our ballots and do the right thing. If we'd done the right thing in the first place, we would not be here where we are today."
I think they were just tired of the
All right, here it
nonsense.
is. Runoff voting can refer to a 2-round system, a voting system used to elect a single winner, whereby only 2 candidates from the first round continue to the second round, where one candidate will win. Instant runoff voting, an electoral system whereby voters rank the candidates in order of preference. Well, that didn't really answer it, did it?
Well, what does
There's
that
only
even mean?
one
Right.
number one and number two. That
Mhm.
means winner, loser.
Yes.
Done.
So if
Since
somebody gets one vote more, they're the winner.
if a candidate
all that
has more
counts.
than
Sweet.
half of the first choice votes, the candidate wins. If not, then the candidate with the fewest votes is eliminated, and the voters who selected the defeated candidate as the first choice.
We're
Oh,
way,
man.
way,
What is
way
hap-
beyond that. There are not but
Yes.
2 candidates running. Correct. This is a
This,
runoff.
yeah, this is on runoff.
Winner take all.
Yeah, so if he wins by 1 vote, either
That's it.
person, they win.
Well, I know everybody's
Oh, majority
tired of
runoff
this.
rule.
So
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. Thank God.
Lee will
Let's
be
go back
happy.
in history.
Yeah. Do it.
Oh, please do.
This date, 1884, in Washington. Guess what they put out there? A 9-inch aluminum pyramid inscribed with a phrase that means, and translated, "Praise be to God." It was atop a tower of white marble, completing the construction of an impressive monument to the city's namesake and the nation's first president, George Washington. I assume all of you have been to the Washington Monument, both of you.
Yes. Mhm.
As early as 1783, more than 100 years earlier, the infant U.S. Congress decided that a statue of George Washington, the great Revolutionary War general, should be placed near the site of the new congressional building, wherever that ended up being. After then President Washington asked the folks to lay out a new federal capitol on the Potomac River in 1791, architect Pierre Lafont left a place for the statue at the western end of the sweeping National Mall. That's at its present location. It took quite a while, but in 1848, work began on the monument. It came from about $250,000 in contributions. Much of that came from school kids across the nation. The construction process stopped at one point when they ran out of money, and China was not available to bail out the fledgling nation. Look closely someday at the monument. I don't know whether you've looked up there or not, paid any attention. You can see two different phases of the construction process. That monument, the older marble and the newer marble are different shades.
Really, I never paid that much
But you didn't know
attention to
that.
it. No,
Yeah.
huh?
I never
Yeah.
did
Yeah,
either.
I studied that in elementary school, and so one day when we were up there, my dad used to take us to DC all the time as part of our history lessons, and then I knew about that, so I pointed it out, and nobody else seemed to know about it. But that was pretty cool.
I haven't been in so many years, but I want to take the train up there and get off the train and have the hotel right there and go visit everything again. Then jump on the train when I'm ready and come back home.
Yeah, Washington, not a place I don't want to go anymore.
I like going to the museums. The
Yes, I
Smithsonian.
love it.
I
Oh
love that.
yes, and that would be on my list.
And the zoo.
Yeah,
Yes,
That's
yes,
that zoo is nice.
yes.
Smithsonian, the Treasury Department, and the FBI headquarters were my favorite places to go
FBI.
when I was there.
FBI, not so sure about that anymore.
Yeah, well, that's what I say. When I was a kid, in fact, they down in the basement area, they actually, on the little tour we were on, they fired some of the weapons that the FBI agents use at their target range, indoor target range. They carried, at that time, revolvers. They also fired the 45 automatic, semi-automatic, 1911 model, because a lot of agents carried that. They were allowed to do that. And they fired the Thompson submachine gun, my favorite. And one of the agents who fired that one, I was the only little kid there, so he handed me a handful of the spent cases from that Thompson.
That's that's exciting.
Yeah, I kept them for a long time. I found out that the extraction pin, the extractor, would leave a little dent in the neck of the 45 casing, and that's what I had, and that's how I knew that they were from a Thompson. Oh well, history, fun times. A lot going on locally. Historical
Yes.
day in the Onslow County Commission, of course. 6 commissioners are now officially seated.
Mhm.
One new commissioner, brand new, Lisa Carpenter, has joined the ranks of 5 others. And a new, for the first time in I forgot how many years, 12 years or something?
6 years.
Many years.
Yes.
6 years. 6 years. Jack Bright, who stepped down last week as a county commissioner, who was the chairman of the commission for 6 years. The chairmanship is now in the hands of one of the other commissioners, Tim Foster.
Yes.
Vice chair is Robin Knapp,
Yes.
and
Hey, didn't
now
we
the
predict
selection
that
process
yesterday?
is underway, I guess, for the executive
Right.
committee to find a replacement for Mr. Bright.
That's correct. I think December 12th, they're going to have a meeting to get together and decide the process on the vote. And if it's not resolved that night, then their next meeting will be December 29th.
Well, that's cutting it pretty close.
Yes, because I think they're thinking 30 days from December 2nd is January 2nd. But if you count the calendar days, 30 days is
Nope.
December 31st.
Yeah,
So,
there you go.
yeah, it's cutting it close.
Yeah, it's really close. They might want to speed up that process a little bit. Anything can
Yes.
happen over the holidays.
Well, hopefully on the meeting on the 12th, they'll just make a decision where they won't have to open it up to, well, it depends. If they decide to open it up to the public, then they'll have to delay the vote. If they decide to go with the first person that did not make it during the primary, I don't want to say loser because it's not a loser, but the first person
That was during the primary.
That's right. Then that would go ahead and vote to seat that person,
Yeah.
which would be Mark Price. So
Yeah. That would be the 3rd time at bat for Mark, right?
yes,
2 appointments and 1 election.
I would say he's got a horseshoe somewhere in his pocket, a lucky horseshoe.
So we'll wait and see how that works out. Don't know.
Yes.
Let's see. And also yesterday, last evening, someplace I wanted to be, but doctors tell me I should not hang around too many crowds.
Yeah, it was packed.
Yeah, I'm sure. The new sheriff of Onslow County, we have one, uh, Chris
Yes,
Thomas.
congratulations,
He,
Chris.
he served as the chief deputy, the colonel, or with the rank of colonel, with Sheriff Miller for many years.
Right.
A veteran cop, a cop's cop, been around for quite some time, doing the work of everything from drug enforcement. He ran a drug unit to as chief deputy over in Pender County as well. Worked for the SBI, worked Jacksonville PD, and he's just been around quite a bit. He's got all
Yes.
sorts of credentials,
He
and it's
certainly
good.
does.
He's professional credentials
Well, we hope to have him on
and
the show
experience
soon,
to go
too.
with it. Real honest to goodness experience to
Oh,
go with those
yes.
credentials.
Yeah, and a homeboy. That's most important. He's a homeboy.
And homeboy.
That's right.
Well-
Eastern North Carolina, he likes barbecue
Yes.
and oysters.
Well, Rayford, we have a caller. Good morning,
Yes.
caller. Who's this?
Y'all something else. Good morning. Good morning. East North Carolina barbecue and oysters. You got that right. I agree with you on that. Good morning, all of you. How y'all? Good. I wanted to call up this morning, do a little ranting. I want to talk about a guy who has been a public figure for many years, and his name is Jack Bright. And folks, I'm going to tell you, you can like him, you can not like him. He has served Onslow County, JPD, Onslow County Commissioner, and he's been around a long time. Now, folks, like I said, you can like him or not. He's done some things I didn't like. He's done some things I really enjoyed. I respect the guy. And he's leaving. I've heard some good and some bad comments about it. Let me tell you something. To do what that man has done over all these years, sometimes it takes a lot of guts to stand up and do what you've done. Just like when we had the big meeting over the hog farm, mess that was going on about the lawsuits and stuff, he stood up and he said, hey, I talked to some people and they said the aquifer takes 400 years for this water, groundwater, to reach our aquifer, he said. And he backed him and all the county commissioners backed the hog farmers. I appreciated that. I had a great, big, new respect for Jack Bright. And I just want to say my hat's off to Jack. Good, bad, or ugly, man. You served this county for a long time, and myself, I appreciated you, whether I agreed with you or not. I just want to tell you that from the bottom of my heart. I don't like anybody, you know, when we've had some good times in Onslow County, we've had some bad. I mean, look at Hurricane Florence, what it did to us. And when your name's on that dotted line, buddy, you got a lot to answer for, and Jack did. And all the rest of the county commissioners did. So I will say, Jack, you probably don't have my phone number there, and you're going out, you don't have to give a reason to quit. It's none of my business, none of nobody else's business. I appreciate you. And you probably, like I said, you probably don't have my number, but there's a few county commissioners that do. Rayford does, Kelly does, Lee does. If something ever happens, you need me, you get my number, you call me. But if I can help you in any way whatsoever, you get my number, I'm a phone call away. And that's how much I respect for you, son. And I do like you. That's what I want to say about Jack Bright. Y'all don't kick a man when he's tried to do. You don't have to agree with everything politicians say or do. And trust me, folks, there's never been a county commissioner that has completely satisfied me. And if they have all completely satisfied you, my opinion is you're a robot. Because you need to be a free thinker. And that's what I want to say. But Jack, I appreciate you, buddy. And that's what I don't know if he's listening. It don't matter. But I appreciate what you're doing for us. And that's what I wanted to say this morning. I appreciate it. And y'all take it easy. I'll get off here so y'all rant and rave a little bit more. And I enjoyed y'all. And love y'all, and I'll talk to you later.
Bye, Tim.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, I have to agree with Tim. And being a commissioner, whether you're the chairman, vice chair, or the one of the other commissioners sitting on the board, not every decision that you make or opinion that you have is going to make everybody happy. But I would say overall, I think Jack Bright did a great job. He put a lot of years commitment and service into the county here, and I appreciate everything he's done, and I wish him the best.
Absolutely. If you can like a man like Tim says, or dislike him in a position like that, or dislike what he does. You don't dislike the man
That's
necessarily.
right.
But in a case like Jack and most of the county commissioners and city council people that I've dealt with over the decades, you do have to respect them. You got to respect them for wanting to step up to the plate, stepping up to the plate, and doing things good for whatever the county or city is. So that's the way I look at it.
I agree. Definitely agree. It's not an easy position. That's like being sheriff of the county, being the police chief. All these different titles that people wear. You're not going to make everybody happy, but you're there. You do the job. You give up your time because I imagine the hours that any commissioner gives up to the county, they don't get compensated for all that, but they do it because
Nope.
they want to do it. So
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
I wish him the
Yeah, most
best.
definitely.
I think he's gonna just. I'm sure he's just sitting back going, "Shoo,"
Mhm.
all that pressure taken off of him,
Yeah.
and all the phone calls he got. I know I've talked to him, and he said that, Lee, you would not imagine the amount of phone calls I get every day. He said I just stay on the telephone all day long, and I said I can imagine because these
Well, we've
commissioners,
got an invite.
right?
Go
We
ahead.
do. These commissioners open themselves up to the public. They put out their numbers, call me if you have an issue. And so people do.
They do.
Sometimes late into the night.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I've got an invite out to Jack. I talked with him last week, of course, Friday, and officially invited him again. So I'm waiting for him to respond when he wants to come on the air. So hopefully that'll be in the next day or so.
Yes, that would be nice. Then we can publicly thank him.
Hmm. I have
Um,
no idea what that noise was.
I don't
In
either.
case you
yeah.
heard it.
Time
Yes.
to
Oh,
take a break.
that's indicating that coming up in a few minutes at
Mhm.
7:30, we got Salem Clark going to be in the studio
Mhm.
Yes, we do.
with Onslow County Tourism. So that'll be a lot of fun having her in here. And the tourism department, along with the Jacksonville Onslow Sports Commission, they received some really high accolades last week.
Agreed.
So we'll talk about that and also find out what's coming up next. And I guess we better take a break, do a little bit of weather.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
going to start out the weather this morning after I talk about timeline with uh, a tropical slash
Yes.
subtropical potential for not going to happen, but we'll talk about it anyway.
Okay.
Okay.
You're live and local, Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We'll be right back. And we're back. Got some special sales running down at Sideline Marine. You want to take advantage of them. Now is the time to do it. They got things like a fan cave. It's an ECU Pirates man cave sized wood art. You can put it up on your wall there at your man cave, keep people out. North Carolina State Wolfpack golf wood art. Both of these are $12.99. These are some expensive pieces of wood art too. I'll tell you that. I've seen the original prices on them. Mirror Lures, I got a number of them on sale, a 3-pack right now, the 94 MR, 808, 17 MR, S52 MR11. Right now, 3-pack, $27.99.
Wow.
That's a $3 savings on that. And don't forget, boats on sale as well. They've got 3 AquaSport, brand new AquaSports on sale, and you can have them right now between now and Christmas. $5,000 off the regular price. Just look at them and take $5,000 off. You can rest assured that $5,000 is going to be a whole lot lower than the increased prices after the first of the year. That's what happens, unfortunately. And I told you about a little system out there, tropical storm. A tropical system could become a subtropical system. It's right now about 800 miles northeast of the northern Leeward Islands. It's moving towards the northeast generally. In other words, it's going to go away from land and end up in the North Atlantic. At that point in time, it will just fade into oblivion, which will be good for everyone. We don't like post-tropical systems, don't like tropical systems in general, unless they're full of sunshine and light winds. Is that about right, Lee?
Exactly right. And today we have a small craft advisory in effect from 9 a.m. this morning through this afternoon. Today, east winds 10 to 15 knots, becoming southeast with gusts up to 25 knots late this morning, then increasing to 15 to 20 knots with gusts up to 25 knots early this afternoon, diminishing to 10 to 15 knots with gusts up to 25 knots late. So if you're listening, wow. Okay, seas 4 to 6 feet, except for 2 to 4 feet near the shore, dominant period 8 seconds. Tonight, south winds 10 to 15 knots, seas 3 to 5 feet, dominant period 7 seconds. Wednesday, southwest winds 5 to 10 knots, seas 2 to 4 feet, dominant period 7 seconds. And Thursday, north winds 10 to 15 knots, seas 3 to 5 feet, except for 2 to 3 feet near the shore.
Today, mostly cloudy, high of 71. Tonight, mostly cloudy, low of 59. Tomorrow, partly sunny, a high of 75. Tomorrow night, mostly cloudy, low of 59. And then on Thursday, partly sunny, high of 69. So tomorrow will be the warmest day for the week.
Yeah, today doesn't sound like a good day to be out on the boat. So,
Nope.
nope.
Okay, we should have a special guest. Has she shown up yet?
No.
Yep,
Oh, she
yep,
just came in the
just came
door.
in the door.
Right on time.
Yes.
She's
She's
got her
very
watch on,
prompt.
synchronized to our
Yep,
time frame, time slots this morning too.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yep, she's getting seated
yeah.
as we speak.
That's right.
Yeah, we've got
Rayford was
Salem
anxious
Clark.
for you.
Salem Clark. She's the manager of the Onslow County Tourism folks out there. And Salem, good morning to you. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good. How are you?
She's trying to get, she's all wrapped up in wires.
Yeah,
She's trying to get all dressed up
Yeah.
there, ready to go.
Trying to get fixed.
Yes.
Yeah.
All those wires and things. Anyway, Salem, she handles all things tourism related here in Onslow County.
Yes. Yes.
And she and the Jacksonville Onslow Sports Commission, they kind of work hand in hand, and they do some projects together. And you guys had a joint, a really cool thing that happened to you at a kind of a big meeting, a big event, a banquet this week or last week, right?
Yes. So we actually submitted multiple marketing campaigns that we did, that sports did, that our office did at the North Carolina Travel Industry Association, which is a really well-known tourism industry in North Carolina. And so, yeah, the Jacksonville Onslow Sports Commission received a platinum award for their Sledgehammer Beach Run, which was really great. And that was in the group visitors marketing category. And then our office won gold in the community relations marketing with our hospitality service awards program.
Yay.
And so, yes, we are both very
Congratulations.
excited about that.
That's awesome.
Yes.
As you
Well,
should be. Very good.
congratulations.
Yeah.
A lot of
Thank
hard work.
you.
Yeah.
Yes. We are very excited about it. Like I said, sports, their sledgehammer, they, I believe, doubled the amount of people that came
Oh,
to their
wow.
event last year.
Okay.
And a good majority of those actually came from out of county and stayed overnight too. So
That's money for us. I
yes.
like
Yes,
that.
it is.
Okay. Yes.
And then, of course, our hospitality service reward program. It's been going. I looked back, and I think it's been going on for 15 years now. But yeah, we were just really excited. We got to do our holiday gathering, and we invited all our hospitality service award winners out. About half of them came, and we were able to say thank you again to them for their great work.
I like that. That's awesome. It's good to be recognized. And it puts
Yes.
Onslow County, quote, on the map, so to speak. I mean, it gets, name out there even more. So,
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And like I said, with the, our hospitality service award is for our frontline staff. And we always say they're our key role in marketing the
Yeah.
county, because a lot of times our office doesn't get to meet the visitors.
right.
It's those frontline staff that make
Mhm.
that impression that really brings people back and gives them a great experience. So, and a lot of times they don't get thanked for the great job they do. So our office really tries to showcase them and to say thank you for everything.
I like it.
That's great. Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all do a lot of hard
Mhm.
work.
Good for
You
you.
bring in a
Mhm.
lot for Onslow County, and we appreciate that.
Yeah, we
Oh,
do.
Thank
Yep.
you.
Yep.
Thank you so much. Yeah, like I said, I was very surprised
Mhm.
when, we submitted for leisure marketing, and when we didn't win any of those, I was like, man, those were our best submissions. So,
Mhm.
I kind of just sat back and relaxed. And then when they called the sledgehammer, everyone said my face just like went really surprised. I called sports immediately and was
Mhm.
like, y'all got the award. And then they called us for our other one. So like I said, it was a
Yay.
great night.
That's
good.
wonderful.
Yeah.
That is wonderful. So, what have you got going now?
So right now, I know it's kind of towards the end. A lot of people do their holiday or Christmas parties in
Mhm.
November, as
Mhm.
I like to say.
Mhm.
But on our website, we've really been pushing our holiday happenings blog.
Mhm.
I think with all of the holiday events, there's been 2 or 3 every single weekend
Mhm.
that's going on. So we do have a few coming up this weekend. So you have the Onslow County Parks and Rec tree lighting that
Mhm.
will be at Onslow Pines Park. I know they're going to have a massive tree
Okay.
out there. They'll have a
okay.
band and everything.
Is
so
this their first year doing it?
it's
The
their
tree
second.
lighting?
It's their second year. So, but they made the tree bigger this year, so it
Oh,
should be able to see it from further away too.
Nice.
So
Okay.
So I know they're looking forward to that. And then Sneed's Ferry is also doing a 2-day Christmas event this weekend too,
Oh.
Friday and Saturday, and they'll be
Mhm.
doing their tree lighting.
Okay.
I know
Oh, good.
the city of Jacksonville is also doing. I didn't have it on my list because they just added it, but they're doing pictures with Santa
Mhm.
for a few days. I think the first one's tonight, and then there's a few other dates with that one. And then, as always, Mike's Farm
Mhm.
and ELJ Farm.
Mhm.
Those are pretty much Thursday through Saturday, and Mike's Farm is every day.
Mhm.
They are sold out of dinner.
Mhm.
When we posted it on the first, they had already sold out of their dinner reservations. They may take some walk-ins, but their hay rides are still available for everyone.
You have to do
enjoy.
those dinner reservations in September when they become available.
Yes.
Yeah.
All
I
I
had
can
a
tell
friend
you
that
is
stalked that. Yeah.
good macaroni and cheese.
Yes.
It's the best.
And I said, next year I'm going to do a post a lot earlier saying, go ahead and get your reservations
in,
now.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's like cutthroat.
it
Seriously.
is.
The day that they go on, it's opened up for tickets. My friend had a difficult time even trying to get through to get it. It's like serious. That's serious stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's always a
Mhm.
favorite.
Mhm.
I took some of my friends there recently that had
Mhm.
never been, and she was like, how have I not known about this place until now?
Yeah.
Her parents
Yes.
came in to visit, and she was like, that's where I took them first.
Mhm.
So,
And they also have like the wine tasting there. They sell wine
Mhm.
in there too. People don't know that. In that new barn store thing. I don't
Yeah.
know what it's called. I call
they're-
it the barn store.
Yeah,
But yeah.
they're
Yeah.
NC Products
Mhm.
Barn.
Yeah.
I know they're trying to get all 100 counties represented
Yeah.
with products, and I think the last time I talked to them, they had over 50
Yeah.
represented so far.
And I love that. They my friend and I have bought some soaps there before
Mhm.
from because it's North Carolina products and they're it smells amazing.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
always what I tell everyone
Mhm.
is that's a great place to go
Mhm.
Christmas shopping if you
Yeah.
are looking for local North Carolina
Correct.
products
Yeah.
too.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I always go for their sweets. I have a
Mhm.
sweet tooth, so I like
Can't
their
beat that.
dessert.
Do tell.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Hey,
So-
Salem, I mean, this is December. It's about time to get ready for next year, right?
Yes, we're already going to start pushing some ads promoting summer.
Mhm.
So on our Facebook page, we're doing a countdown to Christmas. So every day we're posting different ideas, but we will be running some ads to go ahead and start booking your summer vacation as gifts for loved ones for next
Oh.
year. And then once we get into January, we'll go ahead and start pushing
And what's
some spring and summer just so that people don't lose reservations because they
what's
do
some
go
examples
fast.
if you wanted to buy a summer vacation or et cetera for somebody? What are some examples that you have?
Well,
Packages.
Well, I'm trying to work on some more packages with some of our hotels and everything. Right now, we're just saying, buy a week, long beach house because those go out typically once the main season starts.
Yeah.
Yes.
But the big thing we try to push too is to come during the spring when you don't have to book for the full week. It's a little quieter.
Mhm.
The prices are a little bit down. So we do try to encourage people to book kind of, that April time frame too, where it is nice. It's
Mhm.
still beautiful out, but then you don't have the crowds out. But yeah, we're trying to work on setting up some more packages, whether it's, a hotel with a restaurant gift card. I know a lot of the vacation rentals do some packaging in with theirs. I know some of them work with local produce stands that you can order
Ooh,
local produce to be in your, that you can pick up to have in your room.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so there's different ideas that are going on, and that's actually kind of our goal for January is to start listing some more like trip ideas and packages that people can do with those. But we're also going to do a fun spring break push for us. We talked about the other day. A lot of people we've noticed have moved to Florida because our Florida numbers have gone up, and I think that's some of the people who moved down to Florida are still vacationing to North Carolina. So we're going to tell them if you need a break from the vacationers,
Yeah.
Come
back
vi-
up here.
Nice.
Yeah.
come visit us during
Yeah.
spring break.
Yeah.
You can have the nice beach experience without too much
Without
of
the nonsense.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
I think it's pretty cool. You
Yeah.
can make these arrangements and then pick out vegetables and
Mhm.
food and go pick that up.
Mhm.
I would have never thought that. That's pretty roundabout.
Mhm.
Yeah. And like I said, a lot of them get really creative
Yeah.
on trying to get people in and trying to work with local businesses too, which is what we love, promoting all of our different businesses in the
I think
area.
it's awesome. Yeah. Also, this weekend is the Richlands Christmas parade.
Christmas parade.
That's
That's
right.
right.
Do you have
Yes.
the details on that?
I do
It's
not.
Saturday.
It's okay.
Yeah.
What time?
I was looking at
5
it.
o'clock.
I think it's on my other sheet. I
That's
just didn't
fine.
have
I
it
didn't
on
mean to
this
put
one.
you on the spot.
No, that's perfect.
Ceremony
Salem.
starts about 6 o'clock.
No,
Salem.
that's good because I need to get it added to this page. So thank you for reminding me. So, but you always think you get all of them, and then it's
Yes, and then somebody like me has to go and ask you something.
No.
I'm like, oh no.
I'm sorry,
I don't have it.
Richlands. Don't
The parade
hate
starts
me.
at 5:15. I'm looking at it now.
5:15.
5:15, December 10th. I'm driving Robin in it. So
Oh, nice.
I'm glad I looked at this because now I know what time I got to line up. Sweet. Yeah. So yeah, Saturday, 5:15.
That's perfect. I'm
Mhm.
glad you said it.
Yeah.
We will get it added to
Well,
our
that's all right.
website
We got
too.
it out.
Yeah. and people need to,
Get
I don't,
there early.
for those that have not been to the Richlands Christmas parade, it is awesome because one, it's at
Mhm.
night and everything's lit up. But you want to talk about crowds.
Yes.
If you have never been, I highly suggest A, you go, and B, you get there to secure your spot because it'll be 3, 4, 5 deep I don't know where all these people come from because I am convinced not everybody lives up there. It is an amazing and it's a big one.
Mhm.
It's always a very big one, and it winds through the streets of Richlands. It's awesome. So get there early, and the weather will be good for Saturday. No rain. I've already
Mhm.
looked. So
And also, just so you know, be sure to check traffic patterns.
Mhm.
to see what roads are closed.
Some will be closed.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yes.
I feel like people always forget they're like
Mhm.
parade, and then they realize
Get down to the end of
"Oh,
Gum
yeah.
Branch and you can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Don't know.
So yeah, but highly recommend. Highly recommend.
yes."
So what else is going on? Anything else?
Well, another big thing that we're doing right now, if people want to enter, we are doing a photo contest right now that is running from now until the beginning of March. So we have the details on a link on our Facebook page in the About section. We'll be probably adding a link to our website here soon. But you just submit a photo of a great experience that you had in Onslow County. First place prize will be a 2-night stay at the Hampton Inn in Swansboro. Second place will be a $75 gift card to Riverview Cafe. And
Nice.
third place
Kelly
will
and I
be,
have stories.
Yeah.
We are going to. I gotta dig out my photos. Okay.
yeah, and third
Sweet.
place prize will be $25 to Yo Breeze
Oh,
dessert.
Yo
okay,
Breeze.
we're in.
Look, I'll
we're
take that
in.
one right there.
I'll
Like,
just
oh.
yeah,
Yeah,
just give
but
me that
Love
one.
some Yo Breeze.
But the
Okay.
big thing with that is you post a picture, we'll put it up, and then you send it out to friends to vote for you. So you collect points.
Oh, heck
Based
yes.
on people, and then if people vote too, they have an option to redeem a hotel discount too. So there's all kinds of
Oh,
prizes you can
nice.
get with this photo
All sorts of
contest.
incentives here.
I like that. Okay.
But yeah, we're looking for photos, fun photos, beautiful photos, whatever you want to submit in. Just show us a great experience. And when you look at the page, you'll think it's just summer, but that's the photos we have up. But
Right.
if you want to share any of the holidays or any events, we'd love to see those too.
Oh, I gotta dig through my stuff. Okay. Or
can
I'll just
think
go out
of
and
a
take a whole
couple
bunch
already.
more. Yeah, same.
I can think of some already.
I had a hard time when I was looking because, I submitted one just to kick it off
Yeah.
so I could see what it looked like. Going through my photos, I was like, man, there's so many
There's
great
so
ones.
many, yeah.
And you can only submit one.
Yeah.
So
Oh man.
pick-
Okay. I'm glad you
pick
said
your
that 'cause I was about
best.
to enter a whole bunch. Okay.
All right, what is your website?
So it's onlyinonslow.com.
All right. I
And
just want to make
then-
sure I have that right.
And then our Facebook is Onslow County Tourism.
Right. Onslow County Tourism.
Awesome.
All right. I'll put a
And
note on our Facebook for that.
And I'm sure a lot of people do have cool pictures that they've taken, because people nowadays, we tend to take pictures when we're out and about,
Yes.
for a whole variety of reasons. So, tell the citizens, go on, look through your pictures of places in Onslow
Mhm.
you've been and submit. I mean, there's a lot of cool prizes.
Oh, yes. I think it's great. Even if some people are like, well, I live here. And I was like, well, bring a family member down and go
Yeah.
enjoy an experience.
Absolutely.
Is what we say.
No, I agree.
All
I
right,
agree.
Let's take a quick break. If anybody has any questions for Salem, you can give us a call at 910-333-0139. And we're live in local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. A lot of other cool things. What else is going on? I know, like you said, people are starting to be ready for, preparing for spring and summer. So,
Yeah, so I'll just share too, as we were just talking about New
Okay.
Year's Eve plans. If you're looking for anything, Rustic Barn is doing something, and the Swansboro Baseball and Softball League will also be doing fireworks out there. So be sure to
oh,
check.
that's cool.
Yeah, check their events out, and that's gets you through the end of the year of a lot of events that are coming up. And then, of course, starting off January right off the bat, the Jacksonville Onslow Sports Commission is doing their Fit for You. So if you're making those New Year's resolutions, that's a perfect event to go to first. And then
is.
they did switch it. So they've done the Fabulous 5K, but they're actually doing their Beat the Bridge big event.
Beat the bridge.
What the heck is that?
In January. It's their 5K, 10K
heck no.
run.
Okay.
Oh, you're not going to go run the
I
10K,
will not
Kelly?
happen.
I need a
No.
5W. That's 5
Yeah,
walk.
5 walk same. I'll
Five
do that,
walk.
but if I'm running, something is chasing me, and don't ask me why I'm running. Just run.
Yeah,
Kelly
exactly.
doesn't run.
We'll
yeah,
walk. We'll
yeah.
walk.
Yeah.
I
if you-
normally walk
yeah.
when I do most of them,
Yes.
or I volunteer,
I can
in
walk,
one of the
but
best
yeah,
ways.
We can walk it later.
Yeah,
but
we
I'm
can
not
walk
running.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not at all.
but Beat the Bridge is a really cool one because, like I said, you go over both bridges for the most part during that race in downtown Jacksonville. I believe they're going to keep it where you go through Lejeune Memorial Gardens too. There'll be all that
sweet.
information on.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's good.
That's a good walk through there.
Yes, it is.
I've walked through there.
Now
in
that
general,
one,
yeah.
I think in order to do that one, you have to do the 10K though. So you got to
Yeah.
walk that longer distance.
Oh man,
The
I don't know
5W is
about all
fine
that.
with me.
5K is good. Yeah.
The 5W.
Yeah, the 5W is more than enough.
Yeah.
We'll just have Robin meet us around the corner and bring us a drink and then
Gonna have to
take
do
us to the
something.
next
Yeah,
point.
you drive us to the next point. Yeah.
We're not saying this. It's not
Yeah.
true.
And then another one to start planning again is the Sledgehammer Beach Run that they do. That's always that first weekend in February. Good time to come out. Again, that's a 5K, 10K and half marathon out on the beach.
Once again, heck no. Running on sand is tough.
It
I give
is
those
tough.
people props that do that.
Yes.
Like I'm envious because I would never do it, but B, I mean that's no easy feat.
It is not. It's
Yeah.
a lot more challenging.
It is.
Didn't we used to do a polar plunge here?
Special
Oh.
Olympics is doing a polar plunge.
I didn't think
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
Sneedsbury, they're doing the
Mhm.
shrimp dip
Uh-huh.
down
The
at
shrimp
North.
dip.
I think it's at North Topsail Beach.
Mhm.
I'll have to look up, but if you go to our website, we'll be adding that one on. Or if you go
Okay.
to, you just look up the shrimp dip, you'll see what location it's at. But yeah, they are doing that on January 1st. I forgot they just added that one, and I
Kelly,
had looked
Special
it up.
Olympics
We
is doing one
We could
too.
dress up
Oh,
as
okay.
shrimp and then just take a plunge in the
I
water.
am not. Kelly does not do cold water.
Uh,
at
Rayford will
all.
do it. Won't you, Rayford?
Mm-mm.
No.
That'll stop his heart. No way. No. And I will get Sam. I'll give you the information. I got to look it up for the Special Olympics polar
Okay,
plunge. They do it every
perfect.
year. I know it's in January, and it's usually the first weekend, but don't quote me on that. I'll
Okay.
get it over to you. It's a fundraiser for the Onslow County Special Olympics. But
Okay.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
awesome.
I'm looking at your
Perfect.
website and you've already got so much listed for next year. You have
Yes.
got the Bridal Expo in February, which
Mhm.
is good for anyone planning
And
a
that's
wedding.
always a big deal.
It
the
is.
New
Yeah.
River Splash,
Mhm.
which you were talking about, Swansboro Arts by the Sea, the Ocean City Jazz Festival, and then right back into the holidays again. And I know you'll be adding a lot more to this, but
Oh,
you've already
yes.
started on next year. So
Yeah, with our signature events, I try because most of them keep them
Mm-hmm.
the same time frame. I go ahead and put their dates up for the
Mhm.
next year, so it's start planning early in advance with it.
Well,
But
Another,
yeah,
the one you mentioned it, but the one I like, and one because it's not too far from where I live, but two I can drive my own car, is the ELJ Farms. Because
Yes.
they have a hayride. You can either
Yes.
elect to ride on the hayride or drive your own car. I always drive my own car because I'm in my car. I just got my group of people in
Mhm.
there. I don't have to worry about being surrounded by sick because it's a thing for me.
yeah.
I'm warm.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but you
That-
can roll the windows down, you hear the music, but
Mhm.
I'm in my nice toasty car. I love that. Last year I went 4 times.
Oh,
So yeah,
nice.
and we're gonna try to take my grandson this weekend. Obviously it would have to be Friday. But that isn't if people don't realize
Yes.
that that's here. And I like the Mike's Farm one too, but I
Mhm.
just don't like the cold.
Yeah, and
So,
I said
yeah.
it's a nice option if you
Mhm.
do want to drive your own vehicle
Drive your own
through.
vehicle.
Some
Yep.
people, they don't want to get the kids out
Yeah.
and have to go through all that. So you
Yep.
can just keep them in the car, you pull up, and then you wait your turn to drive through.
And it's a good drive. I mean, they've done a really good job with that.
They do. And
Yeah.
I think they try to add something
Yeah.
every year, but they have their little Christmas
I
town
love
in the
Christmas
middle
town
with
the little snow
the
flowing.
snow coming
Yeah, I love
down.
it. Yeah. That's my
And I
grandson's
didn't
favorite
realize
part.
we had all these
Yeah.
museums too.
Mhm.
Swansboro Area Heritage Center, the Topsail Missiles and More Museum, Morton School Academy, and of course we know about the Onslow County Museum. But there's a lot here once you go through the website onlyinonslow.com, and there's so much here. There's so much to do.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's take a break. And we will wrap up with Salem when we get back. We're live in Local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We'll be right back.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
We were talking a little bit during the commercial break about upcoming things, and Lee and I have decided we're going to start a tour of Onslow, and
That's
we're going
right.
to go around to all the things that the tourism has on their website and make little videos and take pictures and post it on our page. And Salem's going to accompany us, when she can, but we're going to hit all the things, and so that our listeners and viewers and people in general can see
Yes.
exactly all the cool things that are here in Onslow.
We're going to do Onslow.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
And we were talking about the Onslow County Museum because that place is awesome.
Yes.
And you were telling us something super amazing.
Yes, and I did find the name of it.
Okay.
Lisa's probably can fill me in a little bit more. I can't remember what time, but it's gonna be Museums on Main Street.
Mhm.
It's an exhibit that's coming through that the museum applied for, and it's a Smithsonian.
We were just
exhibit.
talking about
Yep.
that this morning.
Yep.
So it's going to be coming in the spring.
Okay.
And so the exhibition is called Crossroads Change in Rural America.
Wow.
And so it goes perfectly within our area, but
Mhm.
super excited. Only 6 museums or 6 locations are receiving this traveling exhibit in North Carolina. So
See,
we are very happy to be
that
one of
is
the ones selected.
so awesome that Onslow County Museum is going to be getting that, and it's in the spring. So we will keep asking you about that and make sure
Yes.
we publicize
Yes.
that before.
we need to get Lisa
Yeah.
to come back on and
Yeah.
talk about that.
I mean,
that would be great.
That would be
what a
perfect.
coup, though. Only 6 locations in North Carolina are getting, and anything the Smithsonian does is going to be amazing.
Yes. Yes. So
So,
that
wow,
that was
that's awesome.
that was a big deal. So we have a lot of great things coming
Mhm.
into Onslow. We always try to change the narrative for
Mhm.
locals and people coming. There's nothing to do
There's
here.
a lot to do.
We try to
I know
say
that. Yeah.
there's lots to do,
Yeah,
even when
yeah.
you don't think. And then, like
Mhm.
I said, some of these little stores that we have always have little events or specials going on.
Yeah.
And it's always such a great touch of
Mhm.
little things that they do, because a lot of our businesses do try to give back to the community too.
Right. Right.
And so we
The-
love to highlight that and push them out.
Yeah, this section on Onslow Outdoors is really fascinating too.
Lee's over here
So-
looking at the website. Yeah,
Yes.
she's looking at the tourism website. Yeah, so
She's planning her
Just-
trip.
yeah, planning all
Yeah.
we're planning our day. This
Yeah.
may take a weekend to
Oh,
do
we'll
all
probably
this.
take us a month.
Yes, we'll
There's
just do a little
lot.
bit.
Yeah, we'll do a little bit at a
Horseback
time.
riding?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We go horseback riding.
I bet people don't realize that there's a winery here in Onslow County,
yes,
Huffman.
Huffman Vineyards.
That, and if you haven't been there,
and Walton's
shame
too.
on you. Yeah, but Walton's is liquor. This is wine.
Mhm.
Well,
Huffman Vineyards is amazing, and they have taste
I
testing.
like the liquor
Been there.
too.
Yeah. Definitely. But I mean, people don't realize. People think they got to go out to Duplin. Oh no, stay in
Mhm.
Onslow. Go to Huffman.
Yes, there's a lot
It's right
to do
off
here.
258 right there.
It
you take
is,
a left.
and they have 2 different wine tasting
Mhm.
options.
Yeah.
They also host events throughout
do.
the week.
Mhm. It's
They have a
big.
great, nice
Yeah.
kind of outdoor area,
They
and then they
do.
have
Mhm.
games for kids to play.
Yep.
They've also started adding food
Yep,
in
they have.
too.
Mhm.
So they're really expanding and growing. So if you haven't been, that is a great place.
You highly
to go.
recommend. And this time of year, people often give wine as gifts.
Yes.
And I have some people that I've always gone there and gotten wine for. So I mean, it is amazing.
Mhm.
And if people don't realize it's there, and the wine is good. And I'm not really a big, huge wine drinker, but
Mhm.
I do have some favorites from there. It's really good.
And then they also sell cheese from
They
North
do.
Carolina.
They
So,
do.
nothing pairs better together.
Correct. Yeah.
And then, thinking of Walton's Distillery,
Mhm.
I know they're working on an event venue right now. So that hopefully will be completed
Nice.
That
during
place
this
is
next
awesome.
year
Yes.
too.
They do a good job there. Yeah.
So I know
I need
they're
to go by
working
there
hard
too.
towards that.
Yeah. Go there to get some gifts for Christmas as well.
Mhm.
The caramel moonshine is very good.
Oh,
I have to
Yeah.
say. It is. I'm just saying.
And
okay.
they also have cookbooks and
Yeah.
different items too that you can grab from their store.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, Rayford, we completely left you out of this conversation.
taking
I was
notes.
just listening, picking up information, and
Yeah.
making notes.
I knew he
Yes,
was
that's
making notes.
I've got 2 pages right now.
Yeah. See, once Rayford's able to, really get out and move around, we're going to drag him with us to this stuff.
Yeah,
too.
he could
just don't know it
videotape.
yet.
He could take the
He's got.
pictures.
Yeah, he's our photographer. I mean, he's like an amazing photographer. So Rayford can take the pictures of all the locations we go to. He just don't realize what we're
Yes.
planning for him yet.
It's an
Okay.
outstanding
Only if you go to one of the
website.
locations that I want you to go to.
Don't you worry.
Which
We
which
will.
one would that be?
To be determined.
Oh, okay.
I know what he's talking about. So
Do we
Got
need
a
a life
wetsuit?
preserver?
I'm not doing that.
You need a wetsuit.
Not doing
See,
it.
I knew it. I
Not
knew
doing
it.
it.
I'm game. I'll
Not
do it.
happening.
No,
Nope.
no.
I'll stay on the land.
Yeah, I want to see land. I can't
Yeah.
go too far out.
Well, there's
otherwise-
plenty of land right down at the bottom of the
Nope.
ocean.
Oh,
Lots and lots and lots of it.
no.
I've made that mistake before. I'll never do that again. So, no. All right. Well, it's top of the hour. We really appreciate you coming. Do you have any
Yes,
last
thank
minute
you.
things real quick to add?
No, just go to our website, onlyinonslow.com. And like I said, if you see any events that are not listed, please let me know.
Okay.
Send me an email. I believe if you go to our calendar, you can also submit an event too on our website directly
okay.
Good to
too.
know. Okay.
And that way, like I said, we try really hard to stay on top. But sometimes we miss some every now and then.
Awesome. Well, we'll have you back next month because I already know, there'll be things to talk about. So
Yes.
By the time you come back next month, we've already started our first
we will
leg
have
of our
started
tour.
our tour. Yeah,
That's right.
That'll be perfect.
We're going to do it. We're going to
Yeah.
show
Oh, yeah.
everybody in Onslow County.
we are.
Love it.
All right.
Thank you, Salem.
Thanks for
Thank you,
coming.
Thank
Salem.
you so much for
Yep.
having me.
And you have a good Christmas if we don't see you before then, but I suspect we will, but just in
All
case.
right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Christmas,
And we
Merry
will see
Christmas
you-
to y'all too.
And we will see you again next month.
All right. Sounds
Okay.
perfect.
All right, Rayford, take us to the break, please, sir.
You're live in local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. Right after the Fox News break, we'll be back.
We are back.
Yeah, and
So-
I was really interested in that the shrimp dippers there in
Yeah.
Sneads Ferry. It's their second annual event coming
Yeah,
up. I
yes.
looked them up, and that's going to be on New Year's Day, beginning at noon, I think.
Mhm.
And it's going to be at Beach Access number 30 at North Topsail Beach. That's right across from Beach Bums. And after
30.
you get freezing,
Mhm.
they're going to have a party, an after party event. And Kelly, this will go play near and dear to your heart. All proceeds donated to the Autism Society,
Mhm.
That's wonderful.
Onslow County chapter.
Love it.
There you
Love
go.
it. Love it. Love it.
That is
Hosted by the
excellent.
Rotary Satellite Club of
Mhm.
Sneads Ferry, North Ketchaluchi.
Wow.
Rayford, I've got
Yes.
some news. I want to bring up some North Carolina stuff, but I do have something I had a good laugh about, and I know I really wish I had been there for this, and I don't know why this humors me so much. I want to real quick run to Michigan, and then we're going to talk about some North Carolina things. But apparently, last Friday, this is a time of year where businesses have a lot of Christmas parties, and in Grand Traverse County, wherever that is in Michigan, there was a business Christmas party at the Hotel Indigo, and a fight broke out, and the police were called. The fight was between a reindeer and a Grinch.
Say what?
A 30-year-old man dressed as a reindeer was defending himself against a 30-year-old man dressed as a Grinch. I would have, and the police said that the Grinch was arrested for assault.
I'd call it a venison party.
They said the officers, as it says on here, officers believe the argument was accelerated due to excessive alcohol use. You think?
No.
Yeah.
Just as a
Can
Grinch
you
and a reindeer, what do you
imagine
expect?
seeing a reindeer and a Grinch fighting like at a party? I mean, what?
That
Was there
would
like-
be
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. So, I mean, enough to where you couldn't break it up on its own. You had to call the cops to come break it up. Yeah.
But there was a lot of cameras out on that
You
one.
know it was. And I wonder if any of them lost their job. I'm just super curious. Yeah. If how how the work handled that, or did they just chalk it up to, you know, so and so and so and so were drunk at the party and they
Hey,
just
pretty
yeah,
much.
yeah.
Way
But
it works.
now,
The Grinch.
but that's leading into here in North Carolina in Statesville, this past Friday night or this past Friday at Statesville High School, a big fight broke out and 9 juveniles were charged. Yeah, at the
Goodness.
school. It happened inside the school, and the Statesville police had to arrive to help with the resource officers. And
Really?
9 juveniles were charged with various crimes, including disorderly conduct by fighting, assault on school employees, communicating threats, simple assault, and failure to disperse on command. And it
Y'all
said,
be stupid.
yeah,
I
and
mean, you know.
I mean, you're in school, and the police said there were no weapons involved. They were just beating the mess out of each other, apparently. And charges vary for each juvenile based on their involvement in the incident.
Dummies.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
my goodness.
and they won't release names because they were all juveniles.
Right.
So
Who cares? They're
I-
all
yeah.
stupid.
I agree. Now we're on day 3 in Moore County of the power
Yes.
outage. But some more information has come out, and as
Uh-huh.
of this morning, more than 38,000 still do not have power.
That's 38,000 customers.
Yeah,
There are
yeah.
more people in each house.
Correct.
Let's
Yeah,
think about
38,000. That's true. Still no school. What is interesting, Rayford, that came out, there were 2 substations involved, and they are 5 miles apart.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
definitely a planned
Yes.
event.
Yes.
Yes, it
folks.
was.
Yes.
Well coordinated.
Yep. Absolutely. And they're still working on a motive. I mean, one thing, there's a bunch of theories going around by the public. Apparently there was a drag performance that had faced
Yeah,
backlash and
drag
protest,
queen.
but I find it hard to believe that is going to prompt something of this magnitude.
No,
Yeah.
I
think
just
that's
find
a
it
little
hard to believe
much.
that it had to be something else, but surely
I think
people
it's a
aren't that
plan. I
stupid.
believe
Yeah.
it's a test for
I
something
agree
greater.
with you. I'm with you 100%.
I think it was too.
Schools are
And-
still closed. Yeah. I
And,
mean,
and even if it wasn't a planned event for something greater in the future by the individual or individuals involved, you can rest assured that there are groups looking at this and saying, ha ha,
mhm.
what a plan. Maybe we can
Yes.
try something on an even grander scale.
And that's what
Yeah,
I
right.
always think of when
Yeah.
they start the media
Copycatters
of the
start in.
copycatters.
Yeah. And it's very sad. I mean, there's a state of emergency and there's a curfew that 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. And also they've arranged some shelters for people that have like medical devices and stuff that require electricity, and those that you don't have heat, they can go because luckily the weather's been not overly bad, but it's still nippy.
Yes, it is.
So, I mean, it's very sad that people would do something like this. I mean, and this can play havoc with people. And when you're dealing with people there, I'll the therapist in me starts thinking about the people with anxiety.
Oh, yeah.
That this may
absolutely.
affect.
Well, you've got
mean,
people who
yeah.
depend on that electricity to support their oxygen
Mhm.
machines,
That's
and
what I'm
now they
saying,
have
yeah.
to go,
To
know,
a
with
shelter. Yeah.
yes,
Well, if they can find one.
Yeah. They've
Yes.
got one open, but yeah, I mean, how much, exactly. This has a lot of ramifications, just wrong on so many levels.
yes, it is.
So,
Let's go back to the days of stocks and bonds.
Mhm.
Find the individuals, put
Mhm.
them on the courthouse square, stocks and bonds, and give people tomatoes as they walk by.
Oh no.
Oh, yes.
Mhm.
All day and all night, too, by the way, with
Right.
whatever the weather conditions are at the time.
I just,
You got to make an example of some of these individuals when they're doing bad and stupid things. If you don't set an example, it's going to continue. And the examples are going to have to be horrendous.
Mhm.
I don't know what they would be. Severe penalties, of course, but we know how that works. Your Honor, he was such a deprived child, and his mama didn't like him. His daddy beat him, and his daddy wasn't even around and still beat him. Your Honor, give me a break.
Mhm.
Mm.
I've heard that kind of crap
Yeah,
in court so
yeah,
many times.
yeah.
It just
Oh,
makes you
yeah.
want to
Yeah.
pop somebody,
Well, it
or
looks
actually, in my
like
case, everybody.
the town of Wallace had a little bit of excitement
What
yesterday.
they have going on?
They had a suspect involved in a disturbance at the house of Rayford, which led to a
That's a turkey
chase.
producing company.
Yes.
I've trotted out the turkeys many times from there.
Yes.
Hired a few.
Yeah, the Wallace police responded to the house of Rayford to assist the Duplin County Sheriff's Office with the disturbance, and the suspect stole a vehicle and fled the scene. And they located the vehicle near Old Rockfish Country Club, where they say the suspect rammed the officer's vehicle twice, causing the
Uh-oh.
airbags to deploy and injuring the officer.
Assault with a deadly weapon
Then he
with
fled
intent to
on
kill.
foot, but guess what? Following a 3-hour manhunt, they caught him. So he's
hope
looking at
dogs
a
were
lot of
involved.
charges.
Well,
Yeah, I hope the canine was out there.
I like to see them in action.
Oh, I do too.
Mhm.
Because
Very cool.
you see them take off,
Yeah.
and the next thing you know, you hear somebody screaming,
Yeah.
and you go, "They got him!"
Oh yeah.
When the,
Yeah.
when
they
the
got 'em.
person, when they catch the
Yeah.
person, they start screaming. You know what that cue is, don't you?
Yes, sir.
Time to take a donut break, y'all. We'll get back to you in a little while.
Yeah.
That's just wrong, Rayford.
Well, let me tell you what happened in. Did you hear about Union County?
Oh no, I haven't heard about
So
Union.
they swore in its new. The Board of Commissioners swore in its newest members. Then they promptly voted 3-2 to fire
Oh,
the
no.
county manager.
Say not.
That's a normal thing too,
Yeah,
by the way.
county
And
manager's
then
job
they
is
voted
not
3-2 to make the interim guy. They voted. So I wonder if it's the same 3-2. Yeah, I don't know.
That sounds
Oh,
like
you know
all
it
that
is.
was
It's-
planned
It was
in
set up
advance.
in the beginning. It was part of the
Yes.
campaign.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
That is so often
Yeah.
a case.
Yeah.
County managers, city managers, they work at the discretion of the,
That's right.
guess what?
That's
They work
right.
at the discretion of the board and of elected people, and not to discredit these individuals who are elected, but we've all seen examples of some of them. Most, thank goodness, have common sense.
Mhm.
Most understand what's going on. However, there have been some really, really dumb people elected to public office.
I agree.
Anybody want to disagree
Yeah.
with that one?
I don't.
No.
I mean, I'd give you examples.
We all could, yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, Kelly, here's one for your dumb crook news.
Let's hear it.
Roanoke Rapids. A
Mhm.
man's facing charges after police said the same officers he called for help
Mhm.
getting into his unlocked car ended up finding drugs inside.
Is
Uh-oh.
that the guy with the cocaine charges?
Yes, he
Yeah.
said he
You're
asked the
dumb.
police
What a
to
dumb-
help
yeah.
him after getting locked
Yeah.
out of his vehicle. And while trying to work the lot, the police said they could smell marijuana inside. After opening the door, the police searched the car and they found crack cocaine, marijuana, and multiple plastic bags.
Idiot.
The
Idiot.
smell,
Yeah.
I
the
would've-
smell of dope on the outside is probable cause to allow you to
That's
get
right.
inside.
Mhm.
Okay.
I
duh.
think I would have taken a brick and just smashed out a window to get inside and drove and to just drive off. But call the cops to come help you get in your vehicle. Well, it was
No.
not too smart.
No.
Well, we have a new sheriff here that was sworn in.
Yes, we do.
yesterday. Chris Thomas was sworn in yesterday.
And we're going to
Um,
have him on the show very soon.
That's
Yeah.
right. We
Um,
are.
Duplin County has a new sheriff. Yep, Stratton Stokes. yeah.
Mhm.
So
And a new sheriff in Lenore County,
Mhm.
Jackie Rogers.
Yeah.
And then Paula Dance in Pitt County was sworn in for her second term. I like her. She's a fierce
Mhm.
woman.
Hmm.
She's a fierce woman.
well, we also had some other swearings in, even here locally.
Omega Jarman was sworn in as clerk of court.
Yep.
Yep.
Which is good.
Yes. She took Lisa Brown's place. Lisa Brown did a fabulous job.
Yeah, she's retired.
Right.
And then Cindy Castine was sworn into the clerk of Superior Court.
Yeah, that's right. Did I get Castine and Omega mixed
Yes,
up?
you did.
Omega
Yeah.
went to Register of
Yeah,
Deeds.
That's
right,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Castine
Yeah.
went to clerk of
clerk
court.
of court. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you for
So,
correcting
yeah.
me there.
And Miss Castine had been there for a number of years, so she
Yes.
kind of worked in the system. She was
Yes.
obvious
Oh, yeah.
good choice for
Absolutely.
the replacement.
Yes.
Yeah, I think
Absolutely.
I think we're well taken care
I
of
definitely think
downtown.
we're very well taken care of. Yes. I agree with that. And sad news, Kirstie Alley passed away
I
yesterday.
know.
Yeah,
Mhm.
back from the days of Cheers when I first saw her.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, the word is, I think she just found out she had cancer
Yeah.
and then died shortly
Yep.
after.
Yep.
It was
Yes.
rapid movement,
Yeah.
very
Yes,
fast.
that is so sad.
Mhm.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, very sad, very
Yeah.
sad state of affairs.
And then today, the House and Senate leaders will present the law enforcement officers who defended the Capitol on January 6th with congressional gold medals.
Wow.
That's good.
Yeah, they're getting them today.
Wow.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. And now I want to
Oof.
see us get along with that investigation, and
Yeah.
I'll get some
Yeah.
comments about that when we come back from a break.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sounds good.
So,
One thing though, before we get there, two teenagers indicted on manslaughter charges this week after police say they crashed into another vehicle while street racing. That's called drag racing.
Oh,
In a
yeah.
wow.
stolen car
Yeah.
earlier this year in
Mhm.
Phoenix. Took a while for the wheels of justice to turn at the Maricopa County Attorney's Office, but the first phase is done, and now it's on to the trial phase of that situation. Jackal Huckabee and Elena Marie Rodriguez, both 17,
Mm.
each charged with 4 counts of manslaughter, 1 count of aggravated assault, 3 counts of endangerment, and 1 count of leaving the scene of a fatal accident. Maricopa County attorney said that the senseless acts by these two individuals have brought pain and suffering to the families of those killed. According to police, the two teens were speeding while street racing in northern Phoenix shortly before 2 o'clock in the morning. Why do things happen at that time? Why parents aren't you're not aware where your children are at 2 o'clock in the morning at 17 years of age? They crashed into the other car. All 3 people inside the other car were killed in the crash. One of the
Wow.
passengers in the stolen vehicle, another teenager, also died in the crash. Really?
And
That
what
is
were
a
the
crime
charges?
shame.
What were the charges leveled against him for the
Well, it's going to be
deaths?
manslaughter, plus it's going to be street racing, drag racing. Those are all circumstances leading up to severe charges.
I was gonna say
Uh,
second-degree murder.
Yeah.
well,
I'm
it's
sorry.
manslaughter
I
right
know.
now.
Yeah, I know. There's certain criteria, but I mean, they willingly went out there drag racing.
Yep, they did.
Innocent people lost their
And then
lives.
they left the scene of a fatal accident.
Well,
That in itself
that's
is
a
a felony
felony
pretty
right
much in every
there.
state in the country.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They need to throw the book at them.
Yep, I've no doubt about that. Want to take a break?
Yes.
Sure.
Now, live and local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m., WSME. We have, when we come back, weather. Stay tuned. Tideline Marine, a family veteran-owned and operated business right here in Jacksonville for many, many years, locally owned for more than a half century. George and Elise are one of the many sets of owners of this amazing business. Located on the banks of the New River, the ship's store has a variety of supplies that boating enthusiasts and fishermen, stuff that we need most out there. You know what? I got boats, I got fishing gear, I need tackle, I need stuff for my boats. And guess where I go? Tideline Marine. Forever customer focused, and I can tell you that for a fact. And top quality products and professional services at reasonable prices. That Tideline Marine, just ask them for a list of their satisfied customers. They number in the thousands. I'm there quite often, not so much lately for the past month, but I'm there quite often. And I see these people come and go all the time. Oh, you know, I bought a boat from Bill Tarpley, a previous owner, back in 1993. I still got that boat. It's doing fine. Those are the kinds of customers you like to have. Those are the kinds of people you want to hear from.
Yes.
Tideline Marine, 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville.
And we have a small craft advisory in effect from 9 a.m. this morning through this afternoon. Today, east winds 10 to 15 knots, becoming southeast with gusts up to 25 knots late this morning, then increasing 15 to 20 knots with gust up to 25 knots early this afternoon. Seas 4 to 6 feet, dominant period 8 seconds. Tonight, south winds 10 to 15 knots, seas 3 to 5 feet, dominant period 7 seconds. Wednesday, southwest winds 5 to 10 knots, seas 2 to 4 feet, dominant period 7 seconds. And Thursday, north winds 10 to 15 knots, seas 3 to 5 feet.
Today, mostly cloudy, a high of 71. Tonight, mostly cloudy, low of 59. Tomorrow, partly sunny, a high of 75. Tomorrow night, mostly cloudy, low of 59. And on Thursday, partly sunny, a high of 69.
Well, it doesn't sound too bad. At least it's going to be warm.
Yeah.
The cloudy part's all there. I guess that's just going to hold in some
Yeah.
of the warmth that we have on the ground.
It
So
will.
it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. We'll be all right. Okay, my turn.
Go for it.
All right.
Elon Musk,
Mhm.
a guy that I've heard his name for quite a while. You know, who is he? Who cares?
Mhm.
He's doing battle with the White House these days, and so therefore he's got my attention. A battle that could end up as a war. Musk, you may recall, released what has become known as the Twitter files,
Yes.
which some say claims that the 2020 election was filled with deceptions and lies, in particular with the case of Hunter Biden's laptop at the center of attention and an investigation, with Musk revelations claiming that reports detailing the real facts about the laptop contradicting with other reports from left-leaning reporters claiming nothing more to see here, just move along. Musk could care less whose toes he crushes as he walks. I've come to realize that, and I respect that. Naturally, Biden's paid liar, thrown to the wolves, posing as journalist, said that the claims are nothing but distractions and the whole mess is much ado about nothing. Maybe, maybe not. I seem to remember a president from the early 1970s claiming that the Democrats' witch hunt during the Watergate investigation was nothing more than a distraction. Whatever. First thing I want to know is how all of this impacts me now. Not that it's unimportant, not that it doesn't deserve to be investigated. Ms. Jean-Pierre is right. It is a distraction, but it has to be dealt with. But we need to find a way out of the swamps that are full of alligators that are closing in, nipping at our butts. An issue that deserves our full attention here and now, and we're talking about today. Inflation, a looming recession and or depression, out of control crime rates. We see violent crimes on TV every day. More and more people needing the services of people like Kelly just to get through every day of the week. And I haven't even touched on the fentanyl pandemic. People dying daily here in Onslow County, all over eastern North Carolina. We had 4 in 1 week recently. And we're doing nothing to get it under control. I'm not talking about in Onslow County. I'm talking about at the national level. We're worried about a laptop's contents. Just take the pewter, give it to the FBI labs, and during the time a 1-hour TV show about the FBI is on, complete with 17 minutes of commercials, you'll have your answer. If little Biden needs to go to prison, so be it. Go. All of those folks who stormed the Capitol 2 years ago, they're not patriots. Don't call them patriots. They're anarchists. They do not have the best interests of this nation in their hearts. If it takes a public trial of an ex-president to get to the bottom of that mess, then get off the pot and indict him. You've had 2 years, millions of frames of video, thousands of pictures, and no doubt testimony, or at least claims, from people wanting to save their own butts. But if the FBI, the DOJ, and the DMV can't come up with something on the 6th January crap, the Hillary Benghazi disaster, or Hunter's laptop, then move on. Don't sweep it under the rug. Move forward. Reassign all of those investigators who can't get the job done. Send them to our southern border. Send them to Chicago's south side, or let them help clean up after a hurricane in Florida. Do something worthwhile, because you certainly haven't been able to do anything else with all of your electronic devices and all of the forensics available to you. In other words, I declare you useless. I'm done.
Get it, Rayford.
Yeah, get it. That was
I like it when you
a
get
good
fired
rant.
up like that.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that
Mhm.
that was good. Yes, and I understand where you're coming from. Now we're going to have to spend the next 6 months hashing this back and forth. We still have the January 6th hearings going on. We're going to have a new Congress take over in January. So now you're going to have this group that's going to be fighting the other group, and
Yep.
it's just what about us? What about we, the people, that are just waiting for our congressional representatives and our Senate leaders? When are they going to start thinking about us? I'm
Rayford,
so tired of it.
Yes.
we have a caller.
Yes, who?
Good morning, caller. I know who it is.
I know who it is.
Say
I
it.
said, well, you know who it is.
I know who it is. Yeah.
How you ladies doing this morning? Good morning, Rachel.
You don't want to know how I'm doing this morning?
What's that?
You don't want to know how I'm doing
No,
this
he
morning?
said how
You asked
he
how-
Oh, I did. I'm sorry. Yeah, I asked you as well.
Yeah, he did. I heard him say it, Rayford.
I am full of it. Part of it is vinegar.
I hear you. Interesting commentary this morning. I'll give you that. Very, very interesting commentary this morning.
Think about it.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a lot to chew on there. That's for sure. I tell you, if I had to throw anything out there, I'd say that we probably need to look forward more than we look back.
The bottom line of what I just said.
That's basically the bottom line of it. Yep. And speaking on that, I know we don't want to talk about him and we don't like to think about him, but we might need to plan on what we're going to do about him. You know who I'm talking about. I don't want to speak his name. But
the people are going to
talking
decide.
about one of our contestants for the next Who Wants to Be President.
He's talking about the orange man.
Yeah, the Orange Jesus.
I really, really, honest to goodness, believe that there are so many people leaving the Republican Party because of him that's just not going to happen. Wait till that primary comes up. You're going to see a whole bunch of people,
Yes.
unaffiliated individuals out there, taking a Republican ballot, but they ain't going to be voting for him. They're going to be voting for somebody else.
I would tend to agree with you on that, but I think he's going to complicate things a lot more than that. And in the Republican Party, if he continues down this path, I believe that the Democrats are going to sweep because of it. You're going to have a lot of independents that are just going, and I think the Democrats can see the writing on the wall of that. I think that's the reason why they're willing to change the leadership now, and they feel more comfortable since he announced he was going to run, because they know that's going to cause a house fire for the Republicans.
Well, we haven't heard anything from DeSantis.
Well, there's no need to. Nobody's going to announce yet, because they know if they announce now that they're going to have to take a beating from Trump.
So just
Yep.
keeping quiet.
So they're
Yeah.
just keeping quiet. When it's time to announce, you'll see a lot of people come out. But
I would agree with that, but I think that's part of the problem, is that they may split the same vote in the Republican Party, and then Trump's going to take all the crazies. And I worry that percentage of crazies is going to outnumber any small percentage that the other candidates have amongst them.
it's hard to say.
And that's kind of what happened in 2016 a little bit. Yeah.
here is the worst case scenario, if I can, in my opinion. Let's go back to the early 1990s. George H.W. Bush running for re-election. George H.W. Bush should have been re-elected. We had a war. It lasted a few days. We took control of the problem, right? Should have been a runaway.
Mhm.
George H.W. Bush made a couple of mistakes. Read my lips, no new taxes. You know how that works out for you. That's what I remember. Then along comes a guy named, he's a really short dude, named Ross Perot, big mouth, little man, said a lot, got everybody all excited as a third party candidate, and then stole all of the people who would have voted for George H.W. Bush, and here we've got Mr. Clinton in office. That was an easy sweep. The Democrats should have paid Ross Perot's bills.
And I would agree with that. And even in this last election, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I think that Donald Trump is going to find out by the time he gets up there and formally announces and all the other crap hits the fan that comes out there. I think Donald Trump's going to see the handwriting. He's going to withdraw from the Republican Party and not run as a Republican, become an independent, and seek the nomination as an independent. Therefore, Joe Biden or whoever's in the office at the time or running will be elected.
And that's what I was kind of saying as well, is that he's going to be like the Ross Perot you described. He's going to siphon off those votes. And, strategically, that's bad for the Republican Party.
Oh, it is very bad. But the Republicans don't have control of him.
Well, that's the truth.
Yeah. But on another note, similar or whatever, now that you've got some extra time, it seems like, on your hands, Rayford, I would suggest that you go back and look at testimony from a small portion of January 6th hearings from Cassidy Hutchinson. It seems like you've had a newfound...
Steve, I've looked at a lot of it lately. I am disappointed. I'm disillusioned. I'm trying to figure out why it's taken as long as it's taken. That's the reason I said, forget about it. We do not have anybody smart enough to handle that. We don't have anybody smart enough to handle the Benghazi thing. We don't have anybody smart enough to handle anything that little Biden has done. We don't have anybody willing to do it because they have too many things to lose if they move forward with it from all parties, from all sides. So therefore, reassign them, put them in uniforms and give them sticks. Let them go to the south side of Chicago to try to control the crime rate there. Or pick up garbage and hurricane debris in Florida. I'm fine with that too. Do something useful.
In Alzo County.
The only reason why I pick out her in particular, Cassidy Hutchinson, and her testimony, is because honestly, I'm highly impressed with the young lady. To me, she's an example of character. If you look at it, she ain't tried to earn not a nickel off of her role in whatever went on. Yeah. She did testify, but she's not done a single interview since that testimony. Can you imagine how much money has been offered to her to get her to do it, to get her to do that? And she's ruined her career as a Republican. You know what I mean? Ain't no Republican gonna want her to work for them, and she went up there and told on them.
If she gives interviews and goes into detail or writes a book or does something stupid at this point in time, then everything that she has said is questionable.
Well, everybody else has. That's what I'm saying. Everybody else has wrote a book, or they're on the Sunday morning news shows and all that stuff. And that's the only reason why I point her out, is because out of it all, I'm impressed with her. The rest of them I'm disgusted with. That's got a book that didn't want to tell the truth till their book come out.
They're self-serving interests, and that's all they are.
But the young lady, she's the same age as my daughter, and so I don't know. I just, I'm highly impressed by her. I'm highly impressed by her character. The fact that she hasn't cashed in, to be sure somebody's offered her $1 million for an interview by now. 60 Minutes or somebody like that. Yeah. But anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there. If you got some extra time, you might, with your newfound objectivity, you might be interested in hearing her testimony.
Thank you, Steve.
Hey, I'm at the Borough Friday. If anybody's interested in coming out there, how do you guys?
What time are you going to start playing?
6 to 9.
Okay, 6 to 9.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. But other than that, y'all have a wonderful Tuesday. Tonight I'm at Riptides for Taco Tuesday, so that's always a fun time.
You deliver?
I don't know. I mean, you got those delivery services now that will go just about anywhere and pick something up for you.
I'm thinking of you personally. You need to come deliver.
I hear you.
Okay.
I can do that too now. Little do people know, but I actually, when I ain't got nothing going on and the wife and the kids are doing stuff, I go out and drive Uber. And
There you go.
people laugh because I'm the singing Uber. Yeah.
Kelly, now we've
All
got
right,
an Uber
Steve.
driver.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Yep. Thanks, guys. Y'all have a wonderful day.
You too.
Bye.
Hey, ladies, I'm going to take a real quick break for you, and then I'll be back. I'll let you know when I'm back, okay?
Okay.
You're live in local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSMA.
All right, and we are back. And Lee, have I got a story for you?
Oh, do tell.
This is unreal. It's like disturbing and angering.
So
and
now I'm
sad.
going to get mad, right?
Well, I mean, I know Rayford would be like, "What is happening in North Korea?"
What has happened?
Rayford, you ready?
Yes.
North Korea has executed 3 high school boys for distributing K-pop dramas. They were caught watching and importing TV shows from South Korea and then some American TV shows,
Unreal.
and they supposedly circulated the materials with their peers. So they executed them.
That's
Uh-oh.
just crazy.
Yep. Can you? This is like so like maddening. High school, 3 high school boys. They said
Uh-oh.
they think this is the first time that juveniles have been executed. But last year they executed 7 people for watching K-pop music videos.
Uh-huh.
And Kim Jong-un calls it a vicious cancer.
He
He's
needs
a
to
vicious
take a look
cancer.
in the mirror.
Psycho. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, this is sad that 3 high school boys, and they live in Haisan, which is a city near the border between North Korea and China. They watched multiple episodes of South Korean and American TV shows, and they were caught, arrested, and just recently executed.
You know, something's got to be done. There are any number of organizations in this world
Yeah.
with individuals who could take care of this problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he becomes a a real bona fide, like we're in danger threat,
Well, he is.
He
well,
is,
well,
yeah.
when he gets to the point that the Navy SEALs have to go in and take him out, it's going to
Well,
happen.
they're going to have to
No.
take out his government as well, because
Yeah, the
Yes.
whole government.
that whole mindset, because you just taking him out, you're going to put the next loony up in power. You're going to take them all out, like completely wipe that entire government, cabinet, all of them. Anybody that thinks like he does, they're all got to go. This is,
Yep.
I mean, these people, these citizens have no idea, other than the ones that are legally watching things on TV, how the real world operates. They're still living in 1920s Korea.
Yes.
Have you seen the nighttime shots?
Yes, I
of the
have.
Space.
It's
of
very
the
sad.
North,
It
you can
is.
tell where the North and South Korea
Yes.
border is.
Yep.
No
Because
problem.
it's dark. Yeah.
South Korea's
Yep.
got lights. It
Yep.
looks like Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
North Korea, nah, not so much.
Yeah.
It's just total darkness.
It's so sad. And I just my heart just breaks for these families, these 3 boys whose lives were ended over watching a TV show. Something that we take for granted here. I mean, it's just terrible. It's so frustrating and maddening.
Yep.
Now I've got something else gonna make you mad, Rayford.
Yeah,
Oh,
go ahead.
dude.
This goes
tell.
along the lines. I told Lee about this during the break. In Durham, judges and their bonding lowering, and so Monday, a Raleigh man who was facing sex charges involving a child had his bond lowered yesterday from 10 million to 1 million. His name is David Keandre Dixon. He faces 4 counts of sexual offense with a child under the age of 15 and 1 count of indecent liberties with the child. He was arrested last week on $10 million bond. So his mom goes into court. Apparently he's a pastor, Rayford. Let me throw that out there too. So his mom goes into court yesterday and described him as a role model, a giver who loves everybody. So the judge cut the bond from 10 million to 1 million. And the judge says, frankly, both are high.
Really?
There's
Yeah.
a big difference between 1 and 10.
Yeah. And the victim was 13 when
They're
the
both
crimes were
high.
committed in October. The crime was reported on November 28th. And the mom told the court he's grown up in church all his life. He preaches, he teaches, he sings. He lists himself as a pastor of a Durham church, Kingdom City Life Empowerment. But his attorney says he has a degree in religious studies and has played the organ for 6 years at Grace Memorial Church. And then the chairman of Victory Christian International Fellowship of Churches has said, we are aware of allegations that he's been removed from all official capacities. He was also a substitute teacher at Durham's Community School of Digital and Visual Arts, and they fired him as soon as they learned of the complaints.
I hope so.
Oh yeah, they
Well,
fired
let's
him
just put it
immediately.
out there.
Yeah.
Pastors have desires too,
Mhm.
okay? But a man with his education, his
Mhm.
background in faith,
Mhm.
and then
Then quit being a pastor.
that's
Mhm.
right.
Mhm.
I mean, he should have known better. Well, anybody should know better, but more so him. And to drop the bond too. I mean, I
Let's
don't
just put it like
right.
it is, okay? He couldn't deal with people his own age. He couldn't deal with.
Yep.
He had a really sick desire, and he could only deal with people he could control. The young people.
That's right.
That's it. Who looked up to him, who did not know until it was likely too late what was coming.
Well,
People like that. They
uh,
could not function in real society where you're going to, I don't know, get yourself a job as a construction worker or anything else, whatever. They would not be able to have communications with people their own ages, with ladies their own ages, with other guys, whatever their choice is. They could not function in real life.
Mhm.
That's the problem.
that is the problem. But I mean, I can't
Kelly, I
blame
need
the
a job in
mother.
your office.
We're gonna take turns.
Well, Rayford, I got another one for you.
Oh, great.
Go
Yep.
ahead.
In Charlotte, a rock with hate speech and threats toward children
Yes.
broke a window at a Charlotte daycare yesterday.
At a daycare.
And the Charlotte Mecklenburg police are investigating. They also believe this attack is linked to a shooting at a park near there last month. Yep.
Well.
8:30 yesterday morning, they got a 911 call. The rock had hate speech and multiple threats towards children on it.
People.
Well, guys at Charlotte, go find them and make an example of them. That's
Yeah.
all I can tell you.
Yes.
And the parents are upset.
Let me
I don't
rock
blame them.
your world
Yeah.
for just a minute.
And the Charlotte police chief says his department has evidence that yesterday's incident is connected to the shooting of a park ranger at Friendship Park on November 27th, when a Mecklenburg County Parks and Rec worker was shot while closing the facility. That where that park is within walking distance of that child development center. What is
I'm
wrong
assuming
with people?
that they got information that actually allows them to draw that conclusion other than just the
Yeah,
location.
it
But if
says
they
this
do good, go
yeah,
find them.
Yeah, this
Now arrest
incident
somebody.
has clear links to the previous investigation, and they're wanting people to. FBI is investigating as well since yesterday. And then last night at 8:00, a suspect was taken into custody for yesterday's incident. Now they're trying to see if they can link this guy or whoever to the shooting, but they're wanting people to check their any kind of surveillance video and stuff
Sure.
like that. But also they have all patrol divisions are performing zone checks near daycares across Charlotte as a precaution. A daycare. Who threatens kids? I mean, seriously, who threatens kids?
Sick.
Yes,
Sick.
big time sick. Yes.
God. Well,
I mean,
I've got a good feel good story for you. Okay.
I need one.
All
Just say
right.
it.
December 2nd.
Mhm.
18 Camp Lejeune Marines are now U.S. citizens.
Yay.
Yay.
A
They
naturalization
fought for this
ceremony.
country. Go for it.
That's right. It was held
Mhm.
at the USS North Carolina in Wilmington.
Mhm.
The ceremony, conducted by U.S. District Court Chief Richard Myers, said it's the largest ever for a Marine Corps infantry battalion. The Marines are members of the 1st Battalion, 8th Marines, and come from 14 different countries spread across 5 continents.
Yay, I love it.
U.S.
like it.
Marines, and
And what a good location on the battleship. That's
that's
amazing.
the
Look at
way
that
you
picture.
should
Yes.
come into the country.
Yes.
You
yes.
know, I have to give every one of these just like the
Mhm.
highest respect.
I love it.
U.S. citizens now, and here we have a picture of them standing in their military
Mm-hmm.
uniform.
On the deck.
Yeah, on the deck of the USS Battleship.
I love that battleship.
Yes, I do too.
I like going there.
But that makes
I
me feel
spent money
good.
to get that battleship in place. You know that, right? As a kid,
And
they
how-
took up dimes
Oh.
from school children
No
back in
way.
the 60s.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. I got a stake in that.
Well, you did good because I love going there. That place
Did
is
too.
awesome. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
All right, Rayford, take us to the break.
Okay, you're live and local Real Talk. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
All right, Rayford, we're back.
We are back. And, tomorrow is a really special day, a day that will live in infamy.
Mm-hmm.
It's the 7th of December at about 8 o'clock in the morning Eastern time on that date. It was a Sunday. Word got out, started getting out. It was slow arriving. Started getting out that the Japanese had attacked Pearl Harbor there in Hawaii. A whole bunch of people had not a clue where Pearl Harbor was, not even where Hawaii was. I mean, some people had heard about it. My parents talked about it a lot over the years that day. Radios were on, no TVs really existed. Radios were on, and then the word started spreading through neighborhoods as folks were listening to radio. And about lunchtime here in North Carolina, that's when a bunch of folks actually learned of the attack, which was about 4 hours earlier.
Wow.
I guess it was, the attack was 8 a.m. Pacific, Hawaii time. So it's around 1 o'clock, I think, is what they told me, as I recall, when they started hearing about the attack that had occurred. And word spread rapidly. So that's a day that will definitely live in infamy forever. And we have so much history in Eastern North Carolina related to that war. We had a lot of folks, military, who enlisted, of course. A lot of folks who were already in service from this area. And the people living in the coastal region of North Carolina, they suddenly became involved in the war as civilians, and because of the German presence right off the beaches here, the German U-boats. I mean, they were within spitting distance of our beaches, watching and waiting, and sinking ships all along the North Carolina coast. So, we lots of history to think about on a day like tomorrow, and God willing, if we don't fail again, as we did with 9/11, as we did with other issues, we won't let that happen again. No more sneak attacks. We're tired of them.
I pray.
I agree.
That's all we can do. And encourage our leaders to make sure that they stay on top of this and that it never happens again. So,
I
anyway.
agree with you. My uncle fought in the Battle of Okinawa. He was in the
Did he?
Navy on his ship. Yep. And he was on one of the ships that was just shelling Okinawa. Yeah.
Had an uncle well, there were 6 boys in my dad's family, and 4 of them were gone. One was too young, one worked for the railroad, so he was what they called indispensable. But 4 of them were overseas at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's it's that had to be really hard. I cannot imagine being parents in a situation like that, having folks, your kids deployed, everybody, not knowing where they were. Letters didn't get there, like overnight.
Correct. Yeah.
You didn't have cell phones. You didn't have instant overnight communications or any even day of communication. It just didn't happen.
No, it did not.
You get some Red Cross packages, you get information like that. I just cannot imagine. And they were not there for 6 months or a 12 or 13-month deployment like there was in Vietnam. They were there for the duration.
Yeah.
To the end of the war, unless they were killed or critically injured. That's the way it was. We'll see you when we get home, honey.
Yep.
Craziness.
That's true.
I just, I hope we don't see another war.
No, we will see another war. Hopefully, we will be leading the pack before it is brought to us. We need to take it to them before they bring it to us. If we feel like a place like North Korea is getting so big for its britches that it's just testing the waters, and once they get everything perfected, that they're going to drop the one on us, no. We need to take it to them now. They pose a danger to society. All societies, not just the United States. They pose a danger to civilization.
Well, we need to pull our country together, starting with our government.
Yeah.
You got that
Good
right.
Lord.
All right, we're going to leave. And
Yes, we
coming
are.
up right after Fox News break, 10 o'clock this morning, we're going to have Rick D's, a dose of the Daily D's, and lots of cool music. And 3 o'clock this afternoon, we've got Hollywood will be in the house, and he'll be spinning tunes till around 7 this evening.
And Rayford, I have to tell you, if you've not been listening to the Christmas music, they have played some fantastic Christmas stuff.
I love it. It's
bluesy and
every-
jazzy.
I'm looking at the lineup right now, what they've got coming up to be played within the next hour. And great
It's
songs.
awesome.
Good
Oh,
music.
it's good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff all the way
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
Hollywood's programming that very well.
He's doing a
doing
good
great.
job.
I need to tell him that too.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
You're live and local, Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WDSME. The crowd will be back tomorrow in about 22 hours. Have a great rest of your day.